today's crazy market, one might think that seller tips are a thing of the past and any house sells at top dollar right now with little to no effort, right? Well, that might be true to a certain extent, but if you're thinking about selling your house for top dollar, here are a few things that you might want to consider first. Hi, my name is Katinka Gertz. If you're new here, I'm a local mother, wife, and realtor here in town, and I talk about all things Santa Barbara on my channel. In this video, I'm going to go over a few top tips for sellers if you're thinking about selling your home soon. Working with buyers frequently, I see a definite trend with people willing to spend the extra money or walk the extra mile for a house that's already in move-in perfect condition, that needs little to no work because doing a remodel seems very daunting for many people at this particular moment in time. So if your house needs a remodel or some upgrades, you might be leaving some money on the table that you could easily capitalize on with only a few steps. At the very least, you should try to attend to all the structural and major systems of your house, like the roof, heating, cooling, etc. Getting a home inspection done in advance lets you help address those problem areas in advance. So you can either fix them beforehand or address them with potential buyers down the road so they don't become a point of renegotiation later, or even worse, having your deal fall apart and you having to start all over again. If you as a seller in today's market are willing to provide a very recent home inspection report along with some other major pieces of information like the natural hazard report, some seller disclosures, pest inspection, sewer inspection, and so forth, you might even be able to secure an agreement with a buyer with very few to sometimes even no contingencies. Yes, there is a little bit of an upfront cost involved for you as the seller, but this is well worth it because this way you're dealing with very informed and ready to go buyers that already know most everything about the house and most likely won't start renegotiations down the road. Let's talk about pricing, which is still very important even in a hot market like this. From experience, I can attest to the fact that the house priced right on target or even slightly below their current value will achieve multiple offers and very likely lead to a much higher end goal, especially compared to aggressively or overvalued houses in the same vicinity. You have to understand that buyers today are very educated and well informed. They have access to all the data and know exactly what homes are worth. So you have to put yourself into the shoes of the buyers and realize that everyone is much more willing to walk the extra mile for the so-called deal in comparison to the pricey house on the block. Another point that you might think is not as important in a hot seller's market is appearance. But it really is, and let me explain to you why. So this goes along my first point of buyers liking a finished product right now. If your home is really cluttered, unorganized, or neglected, this gives buyers the impression of work. So right now, during these crazy times of a pandemic, all this extra work just doesn't sound very appealing to people. Everybody wants peace of mind and as stress-free as possible, especially inside the home where we spend so much time right now. So getting your home in order is extremely important if you like to sell your home for top dollar. If you're overwhelmed with this task yourself right now, there are great organizational teams that can help with this. Staging is another service that shouldn't be underestimated. A top professional really knows how to highlight the style of a home without excluding any buyer personalities. The usually more neutral palette lets people wander through the house and envision their own lives in there. Just as much as the inside is important, the outside of your home is just as important. So curb appeal is a big thing, and let me explain to you why. We all get used to seeing our own homes and don't notice anymore the overgrown bush and tree or the junky areas we might have accumulated, lots of equipment and toys, tools, etc. So it really is a good idea to get a second set of eyes to look over the outside of your property, address areas that need improvement, and get some professionals to help you clean up the area and make it look appealing so that potential buyers walk up to your house and find it inviting. So plant some fresh flowers, repaint some chipped areas, clean up the toys. I think you get the idea. Additionally, if you're considering repainting some of the house, Make sure to use very bright colors. White is definitely a good choice these days. People love a bright, fresh smelling, airy home with lots of sunlight in it. So open the shades and curtains, let the air in, and feature a sunny Santa Barbara home. That's what people want. Another point that might not be so much on your radar as a seller is the fact that buyers really are interested in potential extra space right now. So with a lot of talk about ADUs and bill passing of SB9 and such, there's a lot of talk about this and lots of questions are being asked. So what that means for you as a seller is if you have anything that could be highlighted as an extra space, do so. So declutter your garage, make sure your garden shed is emptied out. If you have a sunroom, set it up as a home office or a home gym. Anything that counts as an extra space is definitely a plus in today's market. Lastly, I'd like to address marketing. Having the right marketing plan in place makes a huge difference. Think about it as you look at your own consumer behavior. Advertising and the quality of such makes a huge difference in perception of a product, in this case, your house. In order to sell your home for top dollar, you need top representation. You need to have professionally taken photographs, video footage, strategically placed advertising and such. All these things are really important in order to get you in front of the right audience. To sum things up for you as a seller, if you're willing to take on some inconveniences to accommodate today's buyer behavior, it'll pay out for you and you will be able to secure the highest price for your home in today's wild market. The more you provide upfront, the more legwork you do upfront, the better for you later, because today's buyer is extremely qualified, educated, and ready to go. There are lots of cash buyers out there that might put very few contingencies in the contract if you provide all the information up front, as well as maybe even accommodate you with your moving dates after closing. I hope this video provided some good insights in regards to selling your home here in Santa Barbara. If you need help with this process, I've got lots of service providers and resources on hand, and my information is in the description box below. I hope I see you again soon in one of my next videos, and thanks for watching.